What's up everyone, it's KevDog here, and I've been having tons of fun making short little Pokemon videos lately as YouTube Shorts. I decided to put 20 of them in one place right here on this video, and if you want to see these when they come out, subscribe with the bell turned on. Also check out my socials like Twitter, Instagram, whatever you want, but thank you guys so much, and let's go. What happened to Pokemon that got left on the GTS before it shut down? Back on April 8th, I deposited a Pokemon 30 minutes before the 3DS server shut down to see what would happen. I deposited a level 2 Japanese Wurmple and asked for Arceus to make it unlikely anyone would see this and complete the trade. What'll happen to Wurmple? Will it get automatically withdrawn back to my PC? Will they disable putting Pokemon in the GTS so close to the shutdown? Well, let's just say that Wurmple is gone forever. I never got it back. Once server shut down, I had no way of going back to withdraw it, and it was nowhere to be seen. Subscribe to pay your respects. Rest in peace, Wurmple. Did you know about this in Pokemon Emerald? Technically, it's in Fire Red and Leaf Green too, but you can use HM Cut in the Overworld to clear a 3x3 path of the grass. That's not all though. If your Pokemon has the ability Hyper Cutter, it'll cut out a larger radius of grass. If you leave the area and come back, the grass will return, so don't worry, it's not permanent. There's a secret way to get a free Mew in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. In these games, the PC can hold 18 boxes, which is 540 Pokemon, but you'll need 999 to get the Mew. Instead of going out and catching that many Pokemon, you can use 999 eggs for this. It's a lot faster. Something else you'll have to own is a Wii with My Pokemon Ranch installed. Once you transfer either 999 Pokemon, eggs, or a mixture of both, you can have Mew sent to Diamond and Pearl. It'll be caught in a Cherish Ball and have the original trainer named Haley, which is based on the main character in My Pokemon Ranch. What happens if you hatch an egg of an evolved Pokemon? I'm using a cheat code to make this possible, and as you can see, the Met location is hatched on one island at level 5. This is impossible for a Feraligatr, and it's an illegal Pokemon, but what if I transfer it up to Gen 4? After transferring, the Met location is simplified to just Hoenn. It's still considered hacked though, since Feraligatr can't be level 5, but if I get it up to level 36, the game will consider this legit. It can't tell whether this was hatched as a Feraligatr or just a Totodile. This is so awesome. Subscribe now for more Pokemon facts. Remember those battle animations for when you found a wild Pokemon? Well, what if I told you there were some that went unused in Pokemon Emerald? Did you know about this in Fire Red and Leaf Green? So back in these games, if you do an in-game trade, the Pokemon you get will be the same level of what you traded. Because of this, if you catch a Pikachu at level 3 in Viridian Forest, use a Thunderstone to get Raichu, then go to Cinnabar Island, you can head into this building for a special trade. You can give that Raichu to this man for a level 3 Electrode in return, which is normally not possible. Did you know about this in Fire Red and Leaf Green? So there's this trick I've always done to avoid trainers, and it works every time. When you're walking up to a trainer, stop one step before them, wait until they're looking away, then open up your party. Once you can see your party of Pokemon, close out of the menu and you can walk right on by the trainer without them turning to look at you. Is this some type of RNG manipulation or maybe a glitch, or am I just getting lucky? There's a place you've probably never been to in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Start in Moss Deep City and head south until you find the water you can surf on and go down to Route 127. Go down further until you find this weird shape and then go straight to the right. From this piece of land that has a sign on it, follow this exact path. Dive here and then go right and return to the surface. Then go down just a bit more and you're here. This is Secret Shore, the best spot in the game to set up a secret base. There are 6 holes to set one up and subscribe. Did you know about this in Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green? So we all remember in Silph Co when we got gifted a level 25 Lapras from our rival, right? Well, if you go to 4 Island and visit Icefall Cave and head into this back room, there is a 1% chance you can find wild Lapras while surfing. You have to be careful though, because it has a low catch rate and can use Perish Song to take itself out. There's an event Pikachu you can still claim to this day on Ultra Sun and Moon. First press X and then click on QR scanner. If you're in North America, scan this QR code, and for other regions, check the description. Aim your camera right at it and then press the R button and Partner Cat Pikachu should appear. Now you have to go to Paniola Town on Akala Island. Start heading down and then follow this path. Once you're here, talk to the delivery man and you'll get the Pikachu, and this event will never expire. Did you know about this in Fire Red and Leaf Green? This is Celadon City, and there are 2 secret encounters in the city that I never knew about. If you go to the pond in the center of the city, you can actually find Coughing by surfing in the water. It's only a 1% chance, so it's very rare, but that's not all. If you use the Super Rod, there's a 1% chance to find Grimer in here too. They can be pretty strong too, with levels up to 40. There's a fact about Spinda you definitely didn't know. In Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, if you bring Spinda to a contest, you'll be surprised. In the contest, the encryption constant of your Spinda will be randomized and have no correlation to what your Spinda should look like. Because of this, the Spinda you see in the contest will not be the same one that you brought in. Outside of the contest, your Spinda will still look totally normal. And did you know this? There's a guaranteed free shiny Pokemon in Black and White too. To get this, you'll need to see every single Pokemon in the Unova Pokedex. Not catch, just see them all. Talk to Professor Juniper and you'll get the permit, which will let you go from Mistralton City to Nature Preserve. Here, you'll find a level 60 Haxorus that is always shiny. Did you know? You can get unlimited fossil Pokemon in Black and White. In Twist Mountain Cave, there's a man that will give you 1 fossil per day if you have the National Pokedex unlocked. At random, he'll give you fossils from Kanto, Hoenn, and the Sinnoh region, so no Gen 5 fossils. If you claim a fossil every day, filling all 24 boxes with only fossils would take just under 2 years. Did you know about this in Fire Red and Leaf Green? So I've played through these games probably 15 times, and there's a hidden item I never knew about. Right as you get out of Mount Moon, head to the right and you'll see the duo who can teach you Mega Punch and Mega Kick. This is news to me, but apparently right here you can grab a free Great Ball. I somehow never knew this. Am I the only one? There's a guaranteed level 1 shiny Pokemon in Black and White too. This is Benga, Alder's grandson, and you can battle him in either Black City or White Forest depending on your game. It's extremely time consuming because you have to defeat Alder first and then literal dozens of other trainers before fighting Benga. If you win the battle, you can visit them in Flockacy Town and receive shiny Gibble in Black 2 and shiny Dratini in White 2. These Pokemon will both be holding an EXP share. Did you know this about Japanese Pokemon games? So Japanese copies sell for a much cheaper price online, nearly 4 times cheaper, but if you're like me, we can't read this. There's good news though, because if you're playing on a game from Gen 6 onwards, you can just select other languages when you make your save file. Because of this, I own copies like Legends Arceus, Omega Ruby, and X and Y that play just like normal but cost way less. What happens if you go in the grass above the daycare at 4 Island? I've never done this before. I'm using a walkthrough walls cheat just to walk in the grass, and let's see, so far nothing. It would make sense if they did not code any encounters into this area. Let me keep trying. Yeah, there's no encounters up here, but let me try another spot. Now we're in Pokemon Emerald, and what if I were to try it up here in this grass? What'll happen? Oh, there we go, a wild encounter. We got an Oddish. All I have is my level 5 starter Mudkip, but that's really cool. And I'm pretty sure the reason that happens is because in other areas on this route, there is wild grass. If you try talking to the Pokemon, they do not respond or give you any text. You can now transfer Pokemon from Gens 1 and 2 to Gen 3. This is Poketransporter GB, a tool made by the Gears of Progress that will move your Pokemon across generations. Normally, this is not possible, and you do need something like a GBA flashcard to do this, but it's so cool. With some exceptions, you can actually get these Pokemon all the way up to Pokemon Home on the Switch. It's crazy. I bought a fake Pokemon cartridge that supposedly has 4 games on 1 cartridge. If I flip it to the back, you can actually see there's a micro SD card slot. That's definitely not normal. I got my DS ready, and let's see. Okay, Deep Labyrinth by Atlas. I've seen that before. These fake cartridges sometimes show that game. I don't really know why. And let's see. Okay, Pokemon Black 2 with a calendar and some folders. Down here, we have micro SD card, slot 2 card, and favorites, which is typical for an R4 card. Let's press A and see if it boots into Black 2 with no issues. Let's see. I do expect it to load for a bit, and there we go. Pokemon Black 2 is loaded up. That's pretty convenient. But is it really necessary when there are cartridges with every DS game on 1 cartridge? I don't think so.